Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Gasworks Park here in Seattle. It's a beautiful day, so I figured I'd come out here and shoot. Back there you'll see the skyline of Seattle, you'll see planes taking off and landing in the water behind me, you'll see the ducks, boats in the water, kayakers and canoes, so really cool part of town. Anyways, in this video what I want to share with you guys is my initial impressions of the Radenso HD Plus. This is Radenso's new remote mount radar detector that's designed to be installed in your grill. It's going to be comparable to the Beltronics STIR Plus, the Escort 9500 CI. It's kind of one of those remote mount detectors, right? So in this video I want to share with you guys kind of my initial impressions of the detector, just running it off and on the past couple weeks, as well as talking to other people who are also running them. It is available for sale now. I'll put links in the video description to where you can pick them up. And I've got a production version of the unit here that was sent to me by Radenso. So, initial impressions. Let's talk about fundamentally the two most important things. We've got performance and then false alert filtering, right? So performance, this guy is going to be effectively the same thing as the Radenso Pro SE, which way is up? Yeah, Radenso Pro SE. So we know that this guy from previous testing is able to keep neck and neck with the Redline and the Magnum. This guy, from what we've seen, comparing it to the 9500 Ci, the Magnum, I know Casher's done some testing. Again, it seems to be right up in line there with the M3s, and sometimes we've seen it actually beat the M3s, and sometimes it's a little bit behind, sometimes it's right there neck and neck, so it's right up there in M3 territory, which is awesome. In terms of filtering, testing it out with, there's two versions of TSR high and low for different levels of filtering. I've been running it on TSR high to get kind of a quieter experience, and this thing is actually surprisingly quiet against blind spot falses. Like, it does a good job. I'm quite happy with it. So it's one of the quieter detectors that I've tested it against. I've got it running here with the Beltronics 975. This is actually the interface that it plugs into. There's a couple different ways that you can, run this guy. You can plug it into the 975. You can plug it into your ALPs. Radenso is going to be running their own and releasing their own control unit here in the near future, and I'll be doing a separate video talking about all the different ways that you can actually plug this in, pros and cons, price points, all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for that, click the link up here on screen or down in the video description for more information about all the different ways that you can actually run this guy. So I've been running it with the 975 here, and it actually seems to do a pretty good job. In terms of blind spot filtering, as I mentioned, it does a good job there. One thing that it is lacking is the GPS antenna. There is no GPS support with the 975. There is, however, if you pair it with the ALP or if you get Radenso's upcoming control unit. With this guy, you basically got different forms of TSR. You can configure and control everything from right here. You got your power button, your mute button, all that kind of stuff. And it also has like a highway and a city mode, and I'm finding running it in city mode, which kind of backs down the sensitivity of X and K band, along with the TSR for blind spot filtering. It's a surprisingly quiet detector, and that's without GPS, which is pretty impressive. So performance, very good, right up there with some of the top detectors on the market. Filtering, quite good as well, and so it's for those two reasons that, yeah, this seems to be a pretty viable and interesting option. So good job with Radenso on that one. Now the setup that I've been running, as I mentioned, it's with the 975. This is an old school, looks like it was made in the 1980s or something, just generic CPU that a variety of different detectors can plug into. In this case, they're just using it while they're developing their own kind of control module to control the HD Plus. So in the meantime, you can pick it up here with the 975. It does the job. I actually like how small and compact and tiny it is. Looking with the Radenso Pro SE, which is known for being a very small detector, as you can see, it's actually even smaller than the RPSC, which is really nice. So very compact, which makes it really easy to put in your car. Doesn't take up too much space. I actually had it sitting right next to my driver's seat, so it was easy to actually just, see it, press the buttons, all that kind of stuff. One thing that I found a little bit annoying in practice is there's actually 4 buttons here on the front, and when you want to find the mute button to mute the alert, if you want to do it without taking your eyes off the road and you want to do it by touch, you just kind of feel around for the buttons and you're like, there's the first button, and then one button over, there's the mute button. So you kind of have to like feel for it a little bit. It's almost like Morse code or something, feeling for the dots, So that's how you do the mute button. That's a little bit annoying. I like the detectors that have like a big obvious separate mute button. That's kind of nice, but totally works fine. The auto mute works well, TSR works well, so pretty nice for what it is. So cool, that's just kind of my initial impressions as far as performance and filtering. I quite like it so far. So what I want to cover next is actually the different ways that you can integrate the detector, because there are a variety of different ways. You can plug it into your ALP, you can run it standalone here with the 975 as I've been doing, and I'm going to talk about Radenso's new upcoming control module, which will allow you to run actually 2 detectors. We'll talk about the stealth capability, blah, 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 all that stuff. So next video coming up, link in the video description or click on the link on screen.